Hello, good morning. My name's Ryan Littlestone from forexflow.live. Today we're going to have just a basic brief run over a few pairs that we're going to look at more on a short-term basis. So the first one I'm going to start with is dollar yen, which has been the feature of several of the last few videos for a big run it's been on. But we've seen signs, as I say, of the price now sort of finding more of a balanced level. We're up around this 109 area. We had a long-term trend line coming in here from 2017, and we just were moving above and below it as we got up to it. But now we've just, the last few 4-hourly charts, if you like, the 4-hourly candles are just parking above it. So that's given a bit of impetus to the upside again. Overnight through Asia, we saw the price break last week's highs around 25 up into the 30s, not by much. That mainly followed the US yields, the general yield move that we've been seeing as they rose again up towards their highs in the 160s, if we're looking at US 10-year yields. But the price has fallen back from those highs. It hasn't maintained the break above last week's highs around that 2025 area. And we've seen it dip back down towards a 109 level. We're just holding above 109 as we speak, and that's going to be potentially another firm base if it develops for the price to then perhaps move on higher. If we get back below 109 and again below this trend line that you can see on the chart there, then perhaps that changes the picture slightly again in the short term. The key levels I'm seeing below here are 108.30 and then the 108 level. Back below there, and that could change the picture significantly. So moving on to the next pair, and we're going to look at euro dollar. Again, this is another one that hit the top. We went up to the highs into the 123s, fell all the way back down again, and we haven't really quite revisited those highs again. And we're back below the psychological 120 level again, fell all the way down to another long-term level that pops up now and again at 118.30. That saw a decent bounce back up towards the 120 level last week, and we saw that becoming decent resistance once again into that level around 119.90. So now we're just sort of setting a range here between this 120 and this 118.30. In the middle, we've got 119, 119.10, which tends to look a bit pivotal. If we're holding it as support, then we stay above and push up. If we get below, we find we're holding below it and it becomes resistance, and then we see a downside move. So that's the pivotal number in between. But otherwise, we've set ourselves a bit of a range here, 120, 118.30. Next pair we're going to move on to is cable. Now, what we're seeing here again is the volume. The volatility is slightly up again in this pair once more, as it is in pound pairs across the board. If one of the vol measures I look at is the 1 month at the money option vols, and that's running today at around 8.13%. If we compare that to pairs like euro dollar and dollar yen, which are trading around the mid 6%, you can see that that is elevating. And what we're seeing from that is that moves in the pound and in cable just move a bit more than they do in those other two pairs. So maybe a 20 pip move in euro dollar is 35, 40 pips in cable. That's just something to be aware of when you're talking about volatility in pairs. But on the chart, again, this is another pair that's holding a long-term trend line. This one's from 2008. And you can see there we broke above it. It's come back down, tested it, and we've held above. So we've got a pretty wide area there. There's a couple of big lines. We've got the 140 level there, and we've got 137 and 135 down below. So those are really the markers to look at to see whether we're going to get another push up towards those highs in the 142s, or whether we're going to see a further setback. For the moment, the trend is strong in this one towards the upside. Final pair we're going to look at is euro against the pound. Bit more of a short-term chart, this one. We're going to look at the hourly chart here. We've got this resistance now against the broken 86 handle. That's keeping the bearish sentiment in place, but we've got a very solid level, looking level down here at sort of 85.50, which is just protecting that prior low back in February down towards 85.37. I'm looking for a break to go either way to change the picture. Hopefully, I'm short, so I'm hopefully looking for it to break below 85.50. That's a quick look at the pairs this week, and as always, I wish you luck.